Good morning, this is Nick from Prestman Auto doing a video walkthrough of our 2020 Honda Clarity. So what I'm going to do is we're going to walk all the way around the outside. We're going to check for any dents, scratches, any kind of blemishes. Then we're going to go inside, go over some of the features just to make sure everything's working properly. And finally, we'll pop the hood and evaluate just a little bit in the engine bay. So first impressions are actually really good. So normally you'd expect to see a little bit of rock chipping up here in the front just because that's usually where it is, but I'm not seeing anything. So starting off with a clean 10 out of 10, but let's start going around to see if there is anything that we can find. Another thing, this is a little bit more of a personal note, but the color on this one is really cool. I actually like the color on this a lot. It's like it's a little bit green. I don't know exactly what shade I'd call it, but it looks super classy, especially when the sun hits it. It almost looks like it's black, but then the sun hits it and it just looks really nice. So again, just a personal opinion, but I think it's really cool. So we get, oh, never mind. It was just a fuzz. I thought it was a scratch, but 'twas not so. I'll pop the trunk real quick. Looks like you have a very little scratch right in there. It didn't chip the paint. It's barely catching my finger, so it might just be a scuff. But nonetheless, good to know, good to know. All right, well, I'll be totally honest with you. I'm extremely impressed. It's a 2020, so it's not brand new. I mean, it's still pretty new, but even still, usually you expect to see like at least a little bit on there, but I mean, it looks fantastic on the exterior. Easy 9.5 out of 10. So let's hop inside, see what we can find in the interior. All right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn it on, obviously, but when I turn it on, I'm gonna leave the camera up here on the dash. That way, if there's any kind of warning lights or anything weird popping up, you'll be the first to know. So let's check it out. All right. So it looks like we got one warning light up right now, which is my seatbelt light, which is correct. I guess you also have the brake light up. But other than that, everything up here looks super solid. So let's cycle through a couple things real quick just to make sure. Look for information. First doing 9 months. Cool. So everything up there looks super solid. As far as the interior features go, it's got a few, so I'm gonna go a little bit fast. We're just gonna make sure everything's working. So over here you got your pre-collision system, your lane departure warning, you got a ton of fun stuff over there, as well as just your basic buttons to open stuff. Up here is more some basic controls, and then it's your cruise control. I think this one, if I'm not mistaken, I think it has adaptive cruise control, if I'm not mistaken. So I'll double check on that. On here you have heated seats, which is really freaking nice. And then you got your brake hold, electronic parking brake, eco mode, sport mode. I mean, honestly, you do have quite a bit on here. Let's make sure that your audio is working correctly.
So we can have stories that are faith promoting, that say, yes, you're doing this correctly. You have made the right choices. Your culture, your ancestors did the right thing. They lived correctly and they were rewarded.
Okay. Yes, you have very good speaker system, so that's awesome. I'm gonna go as loud as I could until it was, too loud. So you have an awesome speaker system. Up here, you're also going to have, you can connect your phone, so you can do all that fun stuff. Got your instrument panels. So plenty of fun stuff to do up top. Let's go to home. There we go. And then you go right back. So as far as the, oh, also, people always ask this. I don't know if they just had a bad experience, but yes, the AC does blow cold. Everyone always asks that. I don't know if they just buy cars with sucky AC, but the AC is blowing cold. So just so you know. Let's make sure windows roll down, windows roll up, down, and up. Your side mirrors are working great. Awesome. Check the other one. Cool. So that is awesome. Then you're also going to have a bunch of napkins, apparently. No, you got a bunch of extra space down there. And then a bunch of plugins down here. Some more on the other side. So, fun stuff. As far as the interior quality goes, this one is actually my favorite type of, I guess, seating arrangement. I don't know what to call it. But it's the partial leather with the cloth seat. And the reason why I like that the best is because I don't feel it's a very controversial take that cloth seats are more comfortable than leather, but leather seats are just look nice. So this is the best way to get the best of both worlds. You get the comfiness of the cloth seats, and then you still look classy with the leather seats. I don't know. So in my opinion, my personal favorite. So also the seats are in fantastic condition. They legitimately look brand new. There's no rips, no stains, no tears, no discoloration, no dust on it. It just looks really freaking good. Back seat, same story. And that middle one can drop down for some cup holders and stuff. So that's cool. So we can go over features and stuff all day, but for the sake of time, we'll probably call that there. Let's pop the hood in the engine bay, and that should be good for our video. Before we hop too much in there, I just want to show you real quick. Here is about, I don't know, like 30-40% of our cars. So I just like to show who you're working with. I always find it nice to know, instead of just some faceless dude in Utah. You know what I mean? Also, what's up? I'm Nick. But, so we sell more cars here than any independent dealer in the state. So we've been around for 30 plus years. I think it's like 34 or 35 now. So it's not a small thing. We got you covered. So as far as the under the hood goes, I don't know how mechanically inclined you are or aren't, but regardless, you should always at least look under the hood. The reason being, even if you don't know a lot about cars, you do know what neglect looks like. So if there's like acid buildup around the battery, all the metal pieces are just covered in rust, and there's like spider webs and junk on it, then, you know, I might ask another question at that point. That being said, this looks very, very well taken care of. If you remember, this is actually where the accident was, and you would never even tell. There's no, you know, bent plastic pieces up here. It's not like it's all welded back together. Like, it just looks like it was a small fender bender, and that was about it. But regardless, under the hood looks fan-freaking-tastic. If you are mechanically inclined, we can go into a little bit more detail, but we'll keep this video pretty user-friendly for now. Suffice to say, when you pop the hood of an engine bay, this is exactly what you want to see. So if you have any other questions, or there's anything else you would like to see that I missed, just let me know. I'm happy to show you anything on here. But for now, this is your new Clarity.